Pretty straightforward. One of the fastest Japanese side dishes you could put together. As you can see, it took about 10 minutes roughly. 5 to 10 minutes if you're quick. This is my spinach horenso shiraae side dish. Yep. Give myself a high five. Give you a high five too if you make this and you like it. Gotta like it too. Can't just make it, you have to like it also. Hey guys, Pat here at All Day I Eat Like a Shark, where I share my Japanese recipes with one video per week showing you how to cook Japanese food. If this is your first time here, consider subscribing. Today what we're going to be doing is making horenso shiraae, which is a white dressed spinach salad. I have all of my ingredients ready to go here. We have some shirataki, white shirataki noodles, which I've cut into quarters because they're very long noodles. I have a half block of tofu, and I have a heaping cup of shredded carrots. I also have one bunch of spinach. I have some hot water here, which we're going to be blanching the carrots and the shirataki noodles in, as well as the spinach. And then we're going to make a paste or sauce dressing with the tofu, white sesame seeds, some light soy sauce, usukuchi shoyu, and sugar. That'll be it. So it's going to be a pretty quick and easy appetizer. Question of the day: have you guys ever tried to make shiraae before? There's a lot of different vegetables that you can use to make shiraae, but the main ingredients are usually soy sauce, sesame seed, and tofu. It's one of my favorite ways to eat my vegetables and to start as a starter for a Japanese themed meal. Boiling water is ready. I'm gonna go ahead and blanch the shirataki noodles for about 1 minute and 30 seconds. And then the tofu we can go ahead and put into my food processor. So this is kind of cheating. Traditionally you'd use the suribachi to do the crushing, if you will. But the food processor is a modern invention. It makes things much easier. So we're going to blanch the carrots and the shirataki noodles for about 1 minute and 30 seconds. And then just as usual, we'll shock it all with cold ice water to stop the cooking. In terms of the sesame seeds, soy sauce, and the sugar, we're going to use about 2 tablespoons of white sesame seeds. I usually toast these, but today we're going to just use them as they are. There's 2 tablespoons of white sesame seeds, 2 tablespoons of light soy sauce, 2 teaspoons to a tablespoon of white sugar, depending on how sweet you like things. As you know, I don't really like things that sweet, so I'm not going to use too much. So just put in about 2 teaspoons worth. And we'll go ahead and process this. I think that should just about be done. So let's go ahead and see if we can get some of that out. It's okay if you can't get all of it out. We're going to use the same water twice. I'm going to try to get as much of the carrots out because the carrots are actually going to get softer. I like to have a little bit of a bite in my carrots. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and strain this in some cold water, and then we'll drop it in the ice bath. Okay, so there's that. Let that sit there, and then we'll go ahead and drop in the spinach. So this is 1 bunch of spinach. Ooh, ouch. Okay, turn up the heat a little bit and let this get blanched for about 1 minute. So meanwhile, we can go ahead and process our sauce. So I have my food processor here. Just gonna go ahead and mix everything together. So there is the shiraae sauce. It's okay if you don't get all of the sesame seeds. I like to have a little bit of a texture crunch with the whole sesame seeds in there. Smells delicious, just like soy sauce, since that's what we put in there. Okay, so this should be done in a few minutes, or not a few minutes, in a few seconds. So go ahead and stir that up. Okay, so now I think my spinach is done. I'm gonna go ahead and drain it. And just like we did before, we're gonna shock it with some cold water. First I'm gonna rinse it with cool water, and then we'll put it into the ice bath. Actually, so before we put it into the ice bath, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it up into about 2-inch long pieces, or you can cut it into quarters. That should give you about 2-inch pieces. And then we'll put it into the ice bath to cool. So there's 1 quarter, 2 quarters, 3 quarters. We'll throw this in here and let it get cool, nice and cold. Let that sit there for, I don't know, about 1 minute while it chills. Then we'll go ahead and strain it again. And squeeze out all that excess water so that we get a nice, strong flavor in our shiraae sauce. Alright guys, so it's been about 1 minute. I'm gonna go ahead and Stir this up just a little bit. You noticed I did leave the little root tips on my spinach. Sometimes they come with them and sometimes they don't, depending on where I'm getting my spinach. But my mom said that her mom said, so my grandmother, said that these spinach roots tend to have some nutrients. When I do find that they have the roots, I try to leave them on. Sometimes they have a little bit of a rough or hard part, so I snip that part off, but usually there's a little bit of the purple that you can still eat. Adds a little bit of a firmer texture. So yeah, you should consider trying it if you've never had spinach roots before. Okay, so this looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and drain this. You wanna squeeze out all the excess water because if you don't, it's gonna dilute the Shiraae sauce, which no good. So you can see all this excess water coming out. Just give it a good squeeze. Squeeze it like you mean it. Oh man, there it goes. Okay, there's half of it. And so the other thing I wanted to mention, these shirataki noodles come in different colors. There's the white noodles, which we're using today, and then there's the brown noodles as well. You can use either. I like them both. And an interesting fact is that these shirataki, so the shirataki noodles are one of only 2 negative calorie foods that I know of, meaning that your body takes more energy to digest it than it does absorbing it. So that's why it's a negative calorie food. The other one being, can you guess? If you don't know, it's celery. Pretty interesting, huh? I thought it was pretty interesting. Okay, so here is our sauce, the Shiraae sauce. Scrape off all that excess. And you can actually taste the sauce before you mix it in. I don't know if you have a super sweet tooth, you might want it sweeter. Let's see how it is today. Yeah, nice and savory the way I like it. So there's a couple reasons that we're using light soy sauce. One of them is to preserve the white-ish color of the tofu. You can see it's more of a tan. It's a little bit lighter than if you were to use just regular dark soy sauce, koikuchi shoyu. Just mix it all together and serve chilled. If you're not going to serve it right away, it's okay to just put it in the fridge for a little bit. Tastes good the next day. All right, nice and colorful, green and orange. It's like pumpkin colors, right? But we're not eating pumpkin today. Okay, so here, let's go ahead and put on this plate. This is a delicious way to get some vegetables as well as tofu into your diet. Tofu is packed with protein, fiber, nutrients. It's good for you. And there is my horenso Shiraae, which is spinach, carrot, and shirataki noodle appetizer dressed with a tofu, sesame, and soy, I guess dressing you could call it. And it's a delicious way to eat some vegetables at the start of your Japanese meal. Hope you guys get a chance to try this out. I'd love to hear how it turns out. If you do, let's go ahead and taste it. Hear that crunch? Those are the little purple sections on the spinach root. 10 out of 10. There will be many more recipes to come, so if you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing if you want to see more videos like this. Otherwise, I will see you in my next video. See you later. Hello, Emmy, dinner time.